Hello, everybody, and welcome to Twillow Talk. We are super excited because Michelle Marie from Astrological Tarot is joining us today. Yay! So we have her on, and I'm Tanis Coughlin from Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I do energy healing, intuitive stuff, channel, Celtic Shamanic High Priestess, crystals, stuff. Jen, what do you do?
Registered psychotherapist, counselor, coach, energy stuff.
We do stuff. Michelle.
I am a Vedic and Western astrologer. I am also a tarot and oracle card reader. And I am a search engine optimization specialist as well. So, and web designer and all that other stuff. We wear a lot of hats in this group. We're very independent women.
We are. I'm an HR consultant too. So
Yep, you are.
We all do our stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
And I am so blessed to have both of you in my life. I just and all the other teachers for the Twillow Lifestyle Academy. It's such an honor, really, to be working with you all.
Well,
I'm
it's
so
fabulous
blessed.
the way you put us all together, because if I get a client that's like, for instance, last week going through domestic violence, I can be like, I know a counselor,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
if I have a client that just lost somebody, it's like, I know a medium. It's
Yeah,
just like we're all, yeah.
yeah. We have a lot of the stuff covered
Hmm.
in the group, which is super exciting. So
It is.
Pretty awesome.
yeah, I'm just building the schedule for next year. So
That's exciting.
it's looking full. It's awesome. Ooh, I got chills. Yay! So that'll be fun.
Mhm.
Okay, so both of you have transits. Do you want to tell us about the transits?
Sure.
Jackie Jacondas. Jacaranda. The queens of stuff. We are the queens of stuff.
So much stuff.
We have crowns and everything to be the queens of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Today, my crown's my glasses. We'll leave it at that one.
Fine. That's good. We should say hello to a few people while we're doing this. So, hello to Kaylee. She also realized that Michelle was on. That was my fault. I did not have the beginning thing on correctly, so my apologies. She is in the title and stuff now. And Teresa, welcome, welcome. Hello, Annie. Thank you for joining us. And Jackie, always an honor to have you on. And it's great to have you guys joining us and joining into the conversation, because that is what we do here, is have the conversation. So let's have both of you give the different transits, because Jen does human design and Michelle Marie does Vedic astrology, the transits for both. So let's have those come up and see what's going on.
All right.
Jen.
So as of yesterday, going till about the 16th, 17th, we're in gate 43, or the gene key 43. So this is the gate of insight or breakthrough. Now, fresh off of Gerald's show where we did the deck, I'm going to hold up the card for you guys, because this was the card for that one. And so this one is, from the gene key perspective, it's deafness, insight, epiphany, right? And so the idea here is we're looking at, this energy of awareness and knowing, right? The ability to communicate what's observed, right? But the idea here is, because this is from the Ajna Center in Human Design, it's um, its corresponding gate is the 23 from the throat, which is I know. And so it has to kind of wait for that invitation or that connection in order to have voice to share it, right? So it has to be recognized before speaking. And this can be really, really hard. And so, this time right now is really about opening ourselves to being able to receive these new perceptions, being able to kind of reform old ideas, old habits, kind of really doing that introspection and understanding. And the deafness component of this is kind of multifaceted because it is the shadow piece, and on some levels that can be really problematic in the sense that we can have deafness to our own insights and connection to our higher self, right? Not being able to hear that. And that, of course, shuts us off from being able to experience those insights. And yet, being able to maintain some deafness from the chatter of the mind and to be able to have deafness from the chatter of the shoulds and deafness of the chatter of all the other people's opinions and beliefs and things that we are supposed to be doing and all of that kind of stuff is all really important and can be really valuable, right? And so this is when I say multifaceted, it's this piece, right? Because I think sometimes we look at something and we just go, oh, well, that's, again, mind, label, that's just bad or that's just good, right? But these things have a lot of different nuances to them. And so this time that we're in right now, it's this, breakthrough is the energy here. And it's that ability to really kind of sit in the energy. Can I allow myself to sit in whatever is going on for me and listen? Right? Can I stay here? I know.
I'm feeling this coming from the audience. As well as from me. I'm going,
It's not easy, right? Because when we're in this space, it takes a lot to be able to take that step back and stay in a place of meditation, contemplation, right? And not immediately want to jump to pushing through, right? When we think about breakthrough, I think oftentimes we think of force, right? We think of that kind of idea of the dam bursting, right? And so we get this idea or this inspiration or this insight and we just want to, boom, come on, let's go with it, right? But it takes time to really nurture something and to really be able to assimilate this knowing within ourselves before we're ready to even bring it forward and teach it and share it and express it in a way that it's going to be understood by others, right? And so that's a lot of the energy right now that we have to kind of sit in and understand, right? And so I think a big part of that is, some of the fear around this is, the fear of rejection, or there is this kind of component in the Gene Keys where he talks about, the victimhood of needing to be right. And that can often come out in this. And so we really have to kind of find that balance of, like, can I just sit in this knowing and not have to express it, right? Can I allow myself to really just be here and assimilate this and feel into it and see how it resonates for me and see how I live this experience before I'm ready to actually bring it forward?
Yeah.
Jackie goes, definitely.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. Yes. And a big hello to Kylie.
Hi.
In Australia. Hi. So, on that note, how does the Vedic stuff compare to that, Michelle?
Oh, well, we're actually going through a new moon right now. And for everyone in the audience, what causes new moons? It's when the sun and the moon get together in one sign and they're on top of each other, and they're in sidereal Libra. So again, the sidereal calculation is real sky. You get a telescope out, you map it out. That's the calculation. It's not based on an older calculation, so which is what Western is. So basically, what this brought us in Vishaka Nakshatra is that. Oh, and I should also mention that this moon is conjunct Mars. That's fun. What that means is this alignment is going to foster a dynamic energy that can inspire fresh beginnings and transformative actions in our lives. It can signify a time to pursue your goals with vigor and determination, but caution is needed. So we need to avoid impulsive actions. That's what Mars is causing right now. We're dealing with this in the workplace. This is it hits my house. So it's my career house. And so, well, it aspects. And so, and Saturn is sitting there right now with Sati Sati. So it's really important to just work through impulsivity and just be really, really professional right now when it comes to the way that we're carrying ourselves, whether it's in your personal life or your professional one. I know.
Okay.
Because that's Mars's influence on the moon right now. So we're all dealing with this. Okay. You can harness the potential of this new moon by just reciting the Mars mantra. You can also do Venus mantra because Venus is associated with Libra. You can also just work on being more balanced by being assertive instead of aggressive if you need to speak your mind, and just maintain harmony in your relationships with others. So just constructive change, pursue your desires while maintaining a disciplined approach, and you should be okay despite the Mars conjunction to the moon. Okay. Now, Mars is also within 1 degree of the sun in Libra, which means there's a planetary war going on, and that's going to be until November 21st. So what that does, let's get those cards out. Okay, we got our sun, there we go. So what that does is it leads to heightened ambition. It can also lead to a lot of competitiveness, and it can also result in impatience if conflicts aren't managed carefully. So navigate this period effectively by considering remedies such as the Mars mantra. I can give it to you right now. It's Om Kujaya Namaha. That's just good to say, like, from now until, almost the end of the month. It's just a good thing to do. And Tuesday is the best day to do
Keep on going.
Okay. So this is all about, it can help us foster self-discipline, patience, and strategic thinking to try to make the most out of this kind of Mars-Sun war that we have going on, because Mars is being combusted. So to avoid any unnecessary conflicts, missteps, things like that. Then Mars enters Scorpio, and that is going to be until December 27th of this year. Where's Scorpio? There you are. And this placement imbues Mars with its natural intensity because he loves being in Scorpio in Vedic. So this can enhance your determination, your courage, your assertiveness. It's a time when you're more likely to pursue your desires with vigor and passion. However, the intensity can lead to conflicts and impulsiveness because that's Mars. So to harness this constructively, you can do the mantra I just shared. You can perform some charitable acts. You can practice patience and self-control, engage in physical activities or sports to channel that excess energy positively. And if you can do that, you can navigate this transit with more focus and resilience and the ability to overcome challenges and ultimately achieve your goals. This happens every 2 years. So just think about what you were doing about 2 years ago. Then the sun enters Scorpio, which also means that they're joining again. So
You're asking me to remember 2 years ago. I can't remember yesterday.
Well, that's because you're in Saturn. Yeah, you're in Saturn K2 right now, and he's he's causing me to forget too. So the sun in Scorpio is going to be in Scorpio until December 16th. And Scorpio's intense and transformative energy influences the sun, promoting a lot of self-discovery, empowerment, rebirth. This period encourages us all to delve deep within our inner selves and unearth hidden strengths and confront those unresolved issues that we've been carrying around. We can recite mantras for Surya. We can practice mindfulness and meditation. We can look into self-healing and introspection. And just by focusing on our self-awareness and personal growth during the Sun and Scorpio transit, we can emerge stronger and wiser and better equipped to handle life's challenges. But do know that on November 18th, which is the day after, we're going to have the Sun-Mars combustion again in Scorpio, and that's going to be really intense. And I'll share that a little bit later, but that's kind of a lot.
Wow.
So,
yeah. If you want more, Michelle will give a full forecast on Wednesday because that's what she does.
Yes.
So come and join us on Wednesday for our readings at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 4 p.m. Pacific. You got it.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. A big hello to Susan. Hello, Susan. Thank you for joining us. And to Bora 333. Hello. Mm-hmm. And we have Jacqueline in the audience. Hey, Jack. We were just organizing her yoga program. So. Yeah. Kaylee was like, yeah, I was just going to say, what did I have for breakfast? Yeah. And Susan, I need self-discipline. I'm glad to have relationship awareness of this time too. Yeah. We talked about discipline last week on Twillow Talk, so if you might enjoy that one, Susan. It was one where many of us were uncomfortable with the topic. Let's say that. So we reframed it. So you might enjoy that one if you're looking for that kind of thing. As for the energies, we did have one notable thing last week. We did have a coronal mass ejection on Thursday that hit the atmosphere of Earth on Saturday in the evening. And so you may have noticed I felt very overstimulated. I slept like 10 hours that night. It was like intense energy. So you may have noticed that like Saturday going into Sunday, a big influx of energy that came into the Earth. Okay. Oh, and Kaylee says that topic kept coming up through the week too. So the discipline one. Yes. So that's what was going on there. So we've had some big spikes in the Schumann, of course. When that happens, we get some spikes in the Schumann. We had some radio blackout, which is usually an indication of a spike as well. So so stay tuned for the Schumann. It's all over the place. Lots of fun. So, as per our usual modus operandi, we pick a card from Soul's Journey, James Van Praagh, for a topic. We're getting kind of slim on our topics here, guys. We've only got a few. Thanks, Kylie. Oh, there's a good one. Self-esteem.
Ooh.
This can be an interesting one for tonight. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Self-esteem. Ooh, nice wand.
So my sun goes into debilitation in my Navamsha chart, and self-esteem is a big issue for me because that solar plexus. So this is my citrine wand that I have on my thing. Beautiful. And I also keep this on my cards, which is a little citrine point.
Awesome. Yeah, very good for self-esteem.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you guys do for remedies if you're feeling a little low?
Yeah, I would say I do the crystals. Yeah, I mean, I got a whole bunch here. So I have citrine. This one is good too. This is
orange calcite.
Orange calcite. I find that makes me feel sunny. And also even the yellow calcite or honey calcite are nice too. So honey calcite, they're a little bit more grounding, but the honey calcite is really comforting as well. So
it almost looks like really a amber. It almost, yeah. It's very pretty.
I love calcite. I love the way the striations go. This one is very much like, it's like almost a 3-sided pyramid.
It is.
It's kind of an interesting shape. So that one. And then of course, things like wild orange is really good for keeping you up. Right. So that's another one. And a big hello to Rachel, who has joined us as well. Hello, hello. Self-esteem.
Yeah.
And Ho'oponopono in the mirror. That's the other one.
Oh, yeah. I just actually pulled calcite because you mentioned it.
Oh, yes. Good.
And it says, busy times and multitasking. Well, that's Tanis. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. There you go. Yeah. We're not, Jonathan and I aren't busy, so we're good.
That must be why I pulled out the schedule for next year.
That's it.
Because I need to take charge of my schedule.
There you go. Calcite can help. That's awesome.
And not fill it all the time. What was that face?
I've seen the schedule already and I haven't added anything in yet.
Oh my goodness.
It's
but
really
I'm taking vacation.
To have empty space in a schedule.
It is. I do have my Thursdays off.
Yeah.
Well, I pulled citrine, and it says unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worry by giving them to God for healing and solutions. So that's one way of handling your self-esteem,
Yeah,
relying on your guides and on spirit for help when you feel helpless.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Big hello to Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
How you doing? He's got to go. He just dropped in to say hi. Love you too.
Good stones for mid to lower back pain, not kidney stones.
Yep.
Those are not good stones. No, no. Mm-mm.
Those will hurt your lower back.
I would say carnelian is a good one for that, right?
Mm.
It's down in that area. Yeah, citrine would be good if it's a little bit higher, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee says I saw the third eye roll. Definitely muscle pain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually have a really nice, it's an ametrine. So it's amethyst and citrine, like it's a blend. And it's just the perfect size. I don't have it here because I use it in my treatment room. And I use that on pain.
I have an aromatherapy blend for muscle pain. I'm going to go grab it so you guys can see it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Thank you.
I love the third eye roll.
Oh, I missed one here too. She also said this. Working with you ladies helps my self-esteem. You help me see myself and all my beautiful gifts.
Aw.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's awesome. Thank you. Glad
So
to
this is an essential oil blend. Let's see if I can get it in camera. There it is. It's called Muscle Ease.
Oh, nice.
And it's Nature's Beauty, and it's made with 100% pure essential oils because, Ruth got us all into this stuff, right?
Of course she did, yes.
Yes.
Which we
And
love
you
her
can
for.
you can use it topically. So I put it on my back and shoulders, especially if I'm like today I'm really sore.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what it's in. It's water, peppermint oil, rosemary oil, cinnamon oil, and coconut oil.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah. And
I
it
have
works
one
really well.
called Deep Blue from doTERRA, and they have a rub, and it's an essential oil blend, but it's in a gel. I really like that one too. So and it's got similar ingredients, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure if you're using essential oils, especially peppermint, that you're putting in enough carrier oil if you're using that, okay?
Yeah, that's why I just got the blend. That's safer to use, Rachel, than just putting it straight on your skin.
Yeah, just make
Because it can
sure
burn.
if you're going to, just be careful where you're putting those things because in the eye, it will burn. Oh, the other interesting thing, since we're talking about that, if you get peppermint oil in your eye, don't try and put water in it. It's oil.
Oh, she says you know my tea tree oil story. I use tea tree oil in my hair. Yeah, I don't want to get that in your eyes, Rachel.
That either. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all. The other thing too, when it comes to pain, something to be mindful of is looking at the emotional and spiritual connections to the pain, and then using, if you want to use crystals or oils and things like that to help with those connections.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so if you're looking at lower back pain, looking at kind of the emotions connected to that, or the spiritual piece, right, of, your compassion, connection, all of that, right? Heal. There you go. That's a great one. And I think Louise Hayes, I actually have it somewhere, not easily like right here. But she
This
has like
has all
a little
those.
like cheat sheet book that you can use.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, that, but it's like just that section without like the whole like book part that you can get to. That's really beneficial. And then you can just go, okay, like this is hurting me. What's going on there? And then you can look up and use tools for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also be mindful how we move our body. Like Rachel just said, she came back on tour, and that's a lot of packing and moving like your luggage around and
For sure.
all of the instruments and everything else. So,
yeah. Well, and we unpack, and then we have to unpack.
yeah, there you go.
Exactly. So if we want lower back in here, it says the reason is fear of money, lack of financial support. So this is where you call in Jacqueline. Yoga
And
for your
Ramsey,
personal
yeah.
finances, and Ramsey. And the mantra for that is, I trust the process of life. All I need is always taken care of. I am safe. And then middle back is guilt, stuck in all that stuff back there. Get off my back. And then the mantra is, I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. So that's the lower and the middle.
Yes.
So
What about upper? Now I'm curious.
here we go.
Let's just do the whole back.
Yeah, for sure. So upper back, lack of emotional support, feeling unloved, holding back love. So the mantra, I love and approve of myself. Life supports and loves me.
No, that's mine. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rachel says that makes sense. So
yeah. And when we talk about self-esteem, right, with any of these, really it comes back to our view of the self in that moment, in relation to whatever it is. Very much, whether it is directly with self-esteem or with our ability to connect with our finances, or to connect with, how we're connecting with others, or whatever it is, there is that component of, how am I judging myself in this moment? Right? What's going on?
And this book can help you with some of this as well.
Oh, yeah. And if anyone doesn't know this, Tanis is a surgeon. So
etheric surgeon, just to be clear. Not a doctor. Yeah. So metaphysical anatomy. This is super good. It talks all about that, Jen, about what you, like some of your emotional stuff that you carry, your emotional baggage, and where you carry it in your body. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorite new books.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just think that's why it's so important that we let ourselves feel our emotions. Like Susan just wrote, feelings buried alive never die is another good one. Yeah. And it just reminded me of just how repressed emotions, they can lead to cancer. They can lead to muscle issues that Tanis just mentioned. It's just, yeah.
Big hi to Gerald, who's here.
Gerald.
Hey, Mark. He says, I'm a soul doctor. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's part of the stuff I do. Jen does it too, because she does it for me. Yes. Metaphysical.
Oh, I was trying to find a fun cowbell thing to do on Canva, and I haven't found one yet for the show on Wednesday. I have yet to find a good cowbell.
Aw. Thanks, Kaylee. Yeah, I do it long
Jonathan can
distance
attest
too.
to that. He's had a couple from you, so yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it's fun. It's what I do. It's one of the stuff.
Yeah. It's one of the stuff.
Part of the stuff. Yeah,
it's all part of the stuff. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, right? Like we live in this world, and we equate everything kind of to just what the brain can associate. And yet there's so much more than what the mind can comprehend or understand, right? And we know that when we look at all of the different components of what we are, right? And so when we talk about, self-esteem, I think we even look at that in such a limited perspective kind of way, right? We look at it and we go, well, what can I contribute? What am I bringing to the table? What do people see in me? What does that look like? As opposed to really connecting with our higher self and going, I am, and that's enough. Right then and there, like that's enough. Right? And being able to know that just because I am enough.
That's a tough one, right? Because we get told in so many ways all the way through school, right? We get our stuff. Our stuff. There's that word again. I got to stop using that word. It's going to follow me. we get all of our like classes and our assignments and all of that, and they all get graded, right?
Mhm.
And you're either good or you're not good. So we keep getting told, you know, if you do poorly, like you're not good.
Mhm.
And we get that all the way through school. We get it all the way, even in HR. You know, you get performance appraisals, and there's like areas to work on, which we all do have areas to work on. I think it depends on how it's delivered. You know, because if we have a healthy self-esteem to begin with, and it's delivered with compassion, then it's just something to work on. But that's something that doesn't always happen.
So
Right?
we had the Mars Moon conjunction. I told you guys it's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just to let you guys know, I was part of a group. New person just entered, and they're astrologer, and they just basically they were saying, you know, with all the unicorns and they were basically making fun of the people that were talking about star seeds and calling them like rainbow pooping unicorns and stuff like that. They're like, you're not grounded. You need to work on this. You need to work on that. And it was just very negative. And so I went to Jonathan, and I'm like, this is how like I would have handled it. Well, later that night, Scott was on the show and people were talking about kind of feeling ungrounded. And they were talking about, you know, the same kind of stuff in the thing. And I'm like, well, the nodes just changed signs. Rahu is in Pisces. We're all feeling this energy. And so I said, hey, if anyone's feeling ungrounded, here's just a few things that you can do to help. And I'm just sending you all love. And it was appreciated and received well. So like you can tell people what's going on astrologically in a very positive and helpful way, or you can just be a dick. So it's like, that's,
Yeah.
you know, so it was just interesting to see another astrologer who's excellent, by the way, like Pro from Dover, just lay into people. And, you know, what they were saying was correct, but it was really not nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, you know, people, it's because when you approach people like that, they just shut it off. So they're not actually getting the benefit when you say it like that.
Yeah.
Right? They end up just turning you off and not listening.
Well, and some people, they like to receive messages that way, but I'm not a masochist or a sadist, so I'm just, I prefer to deliver it the way I want to hear it. So.
Exactly.
But it was just, yeah. And then I read a little later that astrologers have actually been killed by kings and by rulers for their delivery, like, because this is huge in India. So
right.
You've got to be careful with what you say, because it can have some dire consequences. If you just keep going down that road, you're going to make the wrong person angry. So.
It's so interesting, right? Because I mean, I'm thinking back to what we were talking about, like with the transits and the energy right now and all too, and just that it's so much about, you have the information, but it's about how you share it.
It is.
Right? Like it's all about how you're presenting it and how you bring it forward.
Absolutely.
So much so.
And then think about it, you know, if we had teachers that cared about our self-esteem, they wouldn't have structured our educational system the way that they did. I taught basically every grade because I was a long-term substitute for years before I got my full-time job. And one thing I told my kids is, in my class, everyone gets an A if you work for it. Meaning, if I give you an F on a paper and it's because it's horrible, you can come after school every single day and we'll work to make that an A. I will not give up on you. And I did that because I had a couple of teachers who did that, and it made a huge difference in my life.
Yeah.
It's
true. And teachers are so pivotal, you know, for so many people. I think almost everybody I know has one teacher that approached things like that, Michelle. And that's the teacher they remember.
Yeah. And then this one who did the opposite, we remember too.
We do remember the opposite as well. Yes.
Oh,
yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it really can make or break an education for a child.
Absolutely. And the self-esteem that goes along with that.
Bingo.
Right? Yeah. Aloha.
Hey, Betsy.
Hey, Betsy. Thanks for popping in.
I was watching, it was she and Gerald were on a little earlier with Longman Tarot. I don't know if you've seen them. It was a good show.
Awesome.
Kaylee was on that one too.
And Jen was on with Gerald earlier as well.
Yeah, a couple hours
design. Yeah. So speaking of self-esteem,
There you go.
this is one I use a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also add safe often. So for me in the beginning, I'm safe, I am happy, I'm healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise, I am enough, I am love, and I am me. So a variation of that. Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Often, when your head is going a mile a minute and you can't shut it off. That's the kind of thing I do, because it requires just enough thinking to focus in on what you're saying. And then it's all positive. So it helps to raise the vibe, right?
Yeah.
When you guys felt the nodes shift, did you feel, how do I say this? I don't know. Like, a lot of people they stated feeling kind of ungrounded. That was one thing that I noticed. Did you feel any type of low-grade depression in the collective that you had to steel yourself against?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
What day
couldn't
was
stop
this?
crying. Saturday.
Yeah,
The day
for
that
sure.
we had the spikes, I was a mess. It was our anniversary, and we just, you knew the other stuff that was happening, but it was like I just got hit with all of the sadness in the collective at once. It was really, really a hard day. So,
Well, it was also the 1111 portal, right?
Mm,
So it's a portal where a lot of energy comes in, much like the Lion's Gate, not quite as intense, but still quite an intense day for energy. So we had the 1111 portal, we had the change in the transits, and we also had that CME arrive that day.
mm,
And so all of
mhm.
that would be affecting us on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's why I slept as long as I did, because I was like hit with it on Saturday and was like, feeling it.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
By
I
the
had
end of Saturday, it was like, I just have to go to bed.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Panic attack Sunday. I had a panic attack on Sunday and I threw up, Rachel. And no, that was, Kaylee and Rachel. Okay.
Rachel had a stomach ache.
And I normally never
Kaylee had
throw up.
panic attack.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Betsy,
It was
they were
really
rough.
intense. It was
Yeah.
really intense. And I just thought it was sati for me. But then I was checking in with people and I had a couple of clients and they were just like, oh no, me too. And so I'm just checking in. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important too to, the mind will immediately make a reason why it applies to us. Right. And that
Why
will
it's just us.
intensify
Yeah.
it. Right? And so I think it is really important when we know that these are global things or bigger, to really hone in and recognize that as soon as we can, or to check in with others, because the moment we allow the mind to apply it, to personalize it,
yeah.
it
Yeah.
intensifies it for us,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
And
we own it then, right?
yeah. And now we're not owning just ours, we're owning a collective that's not ours to own,
Yeah.
right? And so it's really, really important to take that time and go, wait a minute, like maybe a piece of this is mine, but
Mhm.
all of this is not mine, right? And so I can hold space, but I'm not holding this,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then
That's
use some
great.
of the tools that we have to release it, right? And so if we're feeling it and it's really heavy and it's weighing us down, there are certain things that we can do to let it go,
Mm-hmm.
right? We can do like a releasing the venom kind of energy medicine thing where we do I'm gonna just stand. How about I don't pull my curtains down behind me?
That's good. Let's not do that. I don't want you to get hurt.
But I'll see if I can make some space here real quick, and then all right, let's see if I can
I
do
love releasing the venom. That's such a great way of putting it.
that. Yeah.
And while she's doing that, Kaylee says that's why this community is so great. We can go, okay, not just me. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
That's why these shows are so important to us all, because we get to come on and talk about it,
yeah.
and know that we got each other's back. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then we know other people that are feeling it at the same time, and we can go, hey, are you feeling this? And the other person will go, yeah, I'm feeling it. And then that is enough to just go, cool, not mine.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all it takes. Because the moment we can do that, we go, cool, it's not mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the venom work.
Right. And as I'm bringing it in, I'm bringing it all in. Right.
Hold on, here, let me do this. Let me do this. One sec. wrong person. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
So as I'm breathing in, right, I'm bringing it in and I'm collecting it and I'm saying, okay, right, I'm going to take this and and it's heavy, right? But I'm allowing it to come, but I'm not going to keep it, right? And I'm breathing all that in. And then once it's here, I'm taking it and I'm saying, okay, earth, because earth energy, Gaia's got it, right? She knows what to do with it. She can transmute it. She can take it. So I'm going, and that release, that blowout for me, allows me to take it and release what I've got. But in that energy, I'm also transmuting, right? And so I'm taking and I'm transmuting it as I push it down and I release it and allow it to go, right? And then I allow the earth to take it and to do with it what needs to happen. And then once I'm done releasing that energy, I can shake it out. Okay, all right. Now I can work on my aura. Right? I can, all right, I'm going to do one more for you guys.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Both steps are really, really important,
There
right? Because I'm still going to feel it and I don't want to not feel it because I think that it's important. There is an intercessory piece here where we do feel, right? But at the same time, I can't carry it, right? So now I'm going to bring in some of those feelers where I have those feelers that are going on. I'm going to just bring them in a bit, right? And I'm going to figure eight it and I'm just going to strengthen that aura and I'm going to hold space, right, for myself, but I'm going to strengthen it and I'm going to allow myself to keep that wall and keep myself protected, right, so that I can process it and I can hold space within myself for clearing, for grounding, and for processing, so I can transmute what's going on inside of me. And then I can then take that once it's done and hold space for that moving outward, right? So I'm going to do my work within myself and secure my energies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once I feel like, okay, I've done that with my aura in my space, I pick a color. And I'm sure you guys can guess what colors I'm like.
Purple and turquoise.
Right? And I allow that to fill my aura space. Right? And I hold on to that energy. Right? And then I use that to bring that energy through me, to calm me, to ground me, to process whatever I'm going through in that moment, right? If I need to cry, I cry. If I need to scream, I scream, right? But then I'm now in a place where when that stuff comes back at me, I can go, yeah, that's okay. I know the world is suffering and I'm going to hold place for peace because I'm in that grounded, connected space for peace, right? I'm going to hold space for resolution because that's where I'm at. I'm going to hold a place for unity because that's what I'm holding on to, right? Whatever it is for us in that moment, whatever it is that we've had to work through with our stuff, we can hold space for that now in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Michelle, is there a mantra that would help with that stuff as well?
I was actually just thinking that when I was thinking that's like when you sage and then you do mantra practice and you pick the incense to the chosen deity or deity for that energy, so you're clearing and then you're inviting the divine energy in. That was really beautiful, Jen. But there is a specific mantra that you use in times of like if someone's dying, if there's a major world disaster. We did this mantra during coronavirus in the Vedic community. And I can share it to you. You guys have heard it before. It's called the Mrityunjaya mantra. It's about death. Mrityu means death. So it's like death-like scenarios. And we actually did it on the show. And while we were doing it on the show, I remember a few months ago, Tanis, someone passed away while we did it. So
wow.
You remember that? Shem had a neighbor's son dying.
That's right.
And she was like, can you do the mantra right now? They're listening. And he passed away. But you know what? Shiva came to get him. Yeah. So, or, the guides came to get him. So when you do this mantra, when someone is dying, you basically help them release the body and you put them in alignment with the highest part of themselves that they were able to connect with throughout their multiple births, and they're able to level up, so to speak. Because in the Vedic philosophy, the Vedantas, we believe that your last thought determines your next birth. So, and they give stories about this. Like one guy loved his dog so much he came back as his dog, stuff like that.
Nice.
Others, when they thought of God, they became God realized and merged with the divine. So it just depends on what your last thought is. So I'll go ahead and do you want me to do the mantra or?
Sure, please.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
Mrityunjaya mantra. It's very powerful. You do it 3 times, and it's called a Shanti mantra because it brings peace. Okay. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanan Urva Rukamiva Vandanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanan Urva Rukamiva Vandanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanan Urva Rukamiva Vandanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.
Beautiful.
And
Thank you.
yeah. And that's Lord Shiva taking the poison away. So, and if you guys feel blocked before doing that mantra or listening to it, you can just do mantras like Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha to Ganesha, and he'll take all your karma and he'll remove it and get it out of the way before you do the prayer, so that it's more powerful.
Nice.
So, and he's the son of Shiva. So, yeah.
Beautiful, Michelle.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
That's beautiful. And of course, always you can do your tubing, right, during these times. So just repeating, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Raphael. If it's appropriate, for as long as it's appropriate, please tube me. And that just allows you to see what's yours and what's not, too. Because you're tubing everything else out. So then we know what to deal with. And it's this instead of big.
Right.
So, yeah. So much better.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to deal with, for sure, in the energies. How's everyone feeling in the audience right now after all that? Now that you got all that stuff, all those tools, we get a nice tool day today. It's a tool day.
It is a tool day.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Susan. Awesome. And Jackie.
Do you guys go to the tarot or your cards when you're anxious to find out what's going on?
Sometimes, yeah.
I do that too. It's like, yeah. When we had a bad day on Friday, I went to my cards and went, oh, this is going to turn around. Yay. So they help.
Awesome.
Or they show you a way out or what you're going to learn through it. So
exactly. Soon. We're working on that. We're working on dates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got 24 done and I'm working on more. So, and they're going to be an hour to an hour and a half long, depending on questions. I'm guessing we're going to have a lot of questions. So, yeah, hour and a half long. So,
awesome.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and it's just the basics, but it's like every time I'm like, wait, they're not going to understand this if I don't teach this and this. And it just keeps adding. So,
yeah, it's very exciting. We have a bunch of programs this year because we've got that program. We have Jacqueline's 200-hour yoga instructor program. We've got my Celtic Shamanic High Priestess program, which is actually starting in December, guys, because of the way the year falls. So, if you're interested, please reach out. Okay. It starts on the 19th of December. What else have we got? How are you doing? I know we talked about something, but I'm not sure if you're ready to put that out yet. Are you?
Yeah. Well, we talked about doing a human design one, and we talked about, we've talked about a couple different things, and we need to sit down and figure out about actually getting it started and fitting it in the midst of all these other things that are going on.
I know.
So much. But yeah,
It's going to be a fun year, though.
we've got a lot
Transformative, I
on
think,
the
with all of
horizon.
this.
So yeah, but there's a lot.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. To deal with the little versus the big other influences. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Feeling tingly.
Yeah. Well, the other influences and the art influences, right? Like I use the blowing out the venom piece as a releasing other stuff, but we can do that for our own stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling really activated. I'm feeling really triggered right now. I'm going to release that.
We are surrounded by groovy people. Yeah.
I'm just going to let the dog out of the room.
Okay. She had a visitor. She had one of the pups. Yes. Very good. So we're actually coming to the end of the hour.
Yes, we are. I'm actually just looking at timing in your chart right now to see what's coming for classes.
Ooh, good.
We've got some interesting energies coming our way, Tanis.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We'll be cleared. We'll be cleared. You'll be cleared by February 27th, and I'll be cleared by March 6th. So I think that's why I gave you mid-March for doing mine.
Perfect.
So that's
So
when
stay tuned for that.
We'll need to connect and see if your stuff matches my stuff, and then I can tell you, Tanis, when I'll do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
we know that they'll match. Like, luckily, because we're on the same timing, Tanis. We're like literally 2 weeks apart. So
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So we got a big year coming. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We get to spread the light, spread the love. So final thoughts, Jen, about self-esteem or any of the other stuff that's coming?
So much stuff. Great stuff. I love it, Jack.
We should say self-esteem and stuff for our title today. I think that's what we should say. With Michelle Marie.
Yeah. You know what keeps coming really is, the more we allow ourselves to just release, the easier it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like when you're having a panic attack, you just go, just let it happen sometimes. Or like you just start laughing, or you just let the energy out. It has to go somewhere,
Yeah.
Just get up and dance.
Mhm.
Because sometimes that moves it too, right? Doing a little, even a shake.
Yeah. Like
Jump up
Jonathan
and
and I
down.
started circuit training because he's been dealing with anger. So it's like, let's just go work out,
Mhm.
So.
And when it comes to self-esteem, it's such an important piece,
Well, it
right?
affects everything in our world.
If we can just move the energy, it doesn't stay here.
Yep.
This can help too. Drink lots of water. Let go and flow.
Yep.
Ooh, we just reached 100 messages in the chat. That's cool.
Yay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oh, Kaylee says, do the hokey pokey.
Stuff. Yay, stuff.
You move your stuff around.
That's what it's all about.
That will work. Hokey pokey.
Yep.
Awesome. So the card for this week, self-esteem. So what are you doing for your self-esteem? That's the question. Make sure you do something each day for your self-esteem. Can never go wrong with dancing.
Agreed.
Yeah, true.
Have an awesome week, everybody. Thank you, Susan. We enjoyed having you with us. Thank you to all of you for joining us. It's always a blessing to have you all here. And thank you, Michelle, for joining us and bringing all of your beautiful insights and science of astrology to the table.
Thank you for having me. Love you guys.
We love you. We love you. So thank you all. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget to come Wednesday for Michelle and I. And open mic is not this week. It's the following week for us this time. So join us then. And we'll see you all real soon. Have an awesome week, everyone. Bye now.